Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Infinity Evolved Expert Mode. My name is Brink, and you can see that there's a couple of changes in the background. We're going to go over it in a second. I'm thinking in this episode, I'm going to be working a lot with power and trying to develop some power, so that's our focus for this episode. So let's get started. Well, that's our focus, but let me give you a little intro and tell you what I've done so far. I've tried out the dark glass idea that somebody supplied, and it looks alright. It actually looked worse because we just did an update on the server, and when you do an update, you lose your texture pack, and I kind of forgot to download the texture pack and my mini map and all of my waypoints and all of that. No worries. I could always reset them. It's not a big deal. But my texture pack. So I had to download my texture pack again. And when it was on vanilla, because I actually did this before the update, when I uploaded the update and I looked at the roof completed, it looked very terrible because these lines actually are a lot thicker in uh, the default texture pack of the game. But that since I'm using Faithful32, it's actually a little bit thinner, so it's actually a little bit better. So I guess my perception is actually biased because having seen the previous and what it was, and looking at it now, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be when I left the texture pack alone. Why did I fall? At any rate, it looks kind of bad from out here because you got a lot of dark things you're looking at through the glass. But from inside, it doesn't look too bad when you're looking at the sky. And we're not going to be staring up, so it's not too bad. These lines are acceptable. I was kind of worried that they might look a little bit jailish, but it's separated enough that it's not a big deal. We have a nice little path to walk in. Made a little bit of a tunnel. This was sort of the idea that I was trying to go for, but these aren't the blocks that I wanted because really I wanted a very thin block, sort of like a micro block forge covers, very thin so that you can see the slope going under it. And this sort of covers the slope, which is not really what I wanted. But it works out okay. I mean, it'll work. At any rate. Has a nice effect when you're walking through it too. It's not too bad. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to change it. Let me know what you think or any ideas you might think. I was thinking maybe raise the red part up one block and start the slope maybe a little bit further back to get a 3 block height on the ceiling instead of one. Not sure, but anyway. Let's keep going. There is the change to the console, which I'm liking a lot. Now, the reason why I have these dividers here is because that's where the conduits are at each level, and they shoot at the assembly table in the center over here, because if I put it up there, the ones on the bottom won't reach. So I had to go somewhere in between where every one of them would reach, and it seems to be fine there. I'm using some high tier conduits. Not sure if that's the best or maybe there's a little bit better. There's one cryo conduit, but it's very expensive, and I know that it transfers infinite amount. There is no bottleneck there, but we'll get to it at some point. I'm not sure we need it. It's going pretty fast as it is so far. I added some supply monitors here just to keep in contact with what's going on in my inventory and make sure that I'm not overburdening my glowstone or redstone, which really waver. I mean, these were up at 50 and then went down to 18 and now it's back up to 30. I had over 100,000 redstone. I'm down to 41 recently. I went up to 16 just a couple of days ago. Now I'm down to 14 again. So it wavers. All of these waver, and I got to be careful. I usually, by this time of the game, I usually have hundreds of thousands of iron because I usually mine in the deep dark. But with this pack, Infinity Evolved Expert Mode, that's not going to happen. 5,000 gold. I've never had this little. This is pittance. This is beginner game. Last thing. I think that's the last. One more thing I gotta talk about. No, actually, there's two more things. Okay. So I built these towers for the molecular assemblers. They have the interfaces in the center. They have accelerator cards. Not all of them, but the ones that I see that get used the most, I've been plopping in some accelerator cards in there. And then I put some deep storage units just to save and conserve on my storage here. You can see that everything is doing pretty good except for these oranges. Maybe I'll get some more deep storage units on a top level and get this whole system a little bit higher. The CPU size are perfect. I can craft some really big things. I can craft a lot of big things all at once also. And it seems like these are okay. They're all 64s, by the way. Didn't want to bother putting monitors on them because I don't really need them. I can simply check here, or I can access the CPU themselves and see what's going on if I really want to know, but that's so rare. So I'm going to leave it like that. My UU matter, in case you're wondering, some people want to know the speed at which I'm producing. A conversation was had a couple of days ago. You can see that I'm making 1/1000th of a millibucket of UU. Less than a second every other, actually maybe 2 every second is what it seems to be happening. Yeah, it's like 2 per second. So it's doing well. I'm not using any iridium, and that's basically what I've been using the replicator for. I mean, I've used it for a couple of other minor things, but the main 99% has been for iridium. And it's been working out great. Now, this is just temporary here. Don't mind that. Yeah, I put one of these induction furnaces because they're so fast, and I needed about 12,000 glass at one point. So filled it all up with sand, moved it over with my portal gun over here, and then plopped it down. Very fast, super fast. It's the fastest furnace that we have set up so far. Last thing I want to talk about, and this is where we'll start our episode. I've made a lot of solar panels, as you can see, and some of these we are ready to combine. And I'm going to leave some of these running because I do have an rftools age that I want to talk about in a second running. So let's grab these blue ones. And I like them more than the green ones because they're a nicer color. Place this back down. Alright, I went to sleep to bring up the day. Let's go down here and we're going to make the next craft of the solar panel. And this will bring us up, hopefully with an achievement. I like achievements. I've already built this ultimate solar core, which is just a redundancy of copying each one of these things. But there we go. Oh, no achievement. No achievement. But this produces 32,000 RF per tick. A little bit more than a big reactor's turbine. And but like I said before, this only produces in the daytime. It needs sun. It doesn't produce anything in the nighttime. But as I've also said, one of the players on the server has made a sundial from draconic evolution, and it speeds up the moon when it flies overhead so that it only lasts less than a minute. So it's going to be dark only for a minute. This has a storage bus in it. You can see the Wayla. It has a storage buffer inside, as well as our main storage device buffer. And what I'll be doing is increasing it a little bit more, maybe to tier 5 very soon. I just need a lot of draconian blocks. At any rate, we're going to raise this one up to blue. I'm going to do that off camera, and then we're going to get started with our episode. I guess we've already started with our episode, but you know what? Before we cut away, let me just show you one more thing, and I'll craft this on my own off camera. Where did I broke these glass here. Let's just replace these real quick, and then we will go down. All right. I wanted to show you, I've built a dimension in this one for fairy. And we're going to take a trip right there, and we'll take a look at what fairy is and what I've done so far. I've built a bedrockium drum, and you can see that as it's almost filled, it doesn't seem to be lagging at all. I checked the TPS on this world. There is no, you can look around and fly around, and there doesn't seem to be any FPS drop or anything. So it doesn't seem to be affecting anything. And as soon as I filled this drum, I can ask if we can destroy this world. There is an option to destroy the world. Don't know exactly how to do it, but I'll get some information on that. Oh, I'm trying to fly up. Okay, so let's head back. And I'm going to assemble a new solar panel, and then we will be right back. Alright, I've made another dimlet. It's for Pocophenium. Oh, by the way, I filled up the drum, waited for it to complete, and we have a full drum of fairy. Awesome. So that'll help us in the crafting of our creative cell, which will come soon. And this will go into this one, I believe. And that's generating. Okay, we'll give it some time. Looks like we're ready. And let's see. So this is a ready dimlet. And we'll leave it here to get charged. It needs 50,000 RF per tick. Is it? No. Oh, it's building up. Okay, specified 1,500 RF per tick for maintenance. Alright, so we need to supply it at least that much per tick. And you'll notice that I've already upgraded the solars, made another one. So we're still building up. Maybe we'll have a string of these purple ones, but that's going to take a long time. It needs a lot of steel, needs a lot of electrotine. But this is holding up, I think. Yeah, it's maintaining. Okay, it's maintaining. I just brought up the daytime. Hopefully it'll stay that way. But let's see. Let's go ahead and go in. I think we're safe to go in already. Let's just check. Yeah, it's maintaining. Okay. So let's go in here. We're looking for Pocophenium. And let's dial it once. Alright, let's see. Oh, we got a ground. Okay. So let me just mark it off because I don't want to get lost here. But we have a desert here. Ooh, a nice little... That's a really big planet there. So let's see. We'll add a channel here for Poke. Fen. That should work. And we'll lock it. Okay, good. So we don't have any bad effects coming into us. I wouldn't know because this armor does block some of the effects. But I'm looking for Pocophenium. And what we got instead was iron. Let's check this globe here. Yeah, just a lot of iron. What is this? A crater of purple glass. I was hoping that was a draconian block. Plenty of iron all around. And I am short on iron, but I don't know that I want to excavate each one of these globes like this. And we're getting a lot of fog. Okay, here we go. So it's just lakes that we're getting as far as Pocophenium. Alright. It looks like my ender quarry is working perfectly. I actually found an ocean. Looking around a little bit longer. So I've set this up above most of the level where the orbs seem to be generating, so that if we run into any iron ore, we can excavate it along with the liquid. But it turns out this is picking up liquid faster than I thought it would. This is so much faster than the BC quarry, this pump. Not quarry, pump. And the pump took about a day and a half for the ferry to fully fill the bedrockium drum. But this has only been about a half an hour, and we have 6 million. So this will be done in just another couple hours. So definitely the... Oh, it's excavated some of the iron over here also. This is definitely the way to go over the BC pump. Alright, so let's get back. We got some stuff to do. Now, for the main part of the episode today, what I'd like to do is develop more storage for our power. And we are at tier 3. And let's just take a look to see if we can go to tier 4, if we have the resources to do it. I excavated another comet recently. So if we go down to the storages, which is in the books, let's pull down with the scrubber a little bit faster. Storage multiblock. So we are at tier 3, we said. Let's go to tier 3. This is here, okay. So to go to tier 4, this is what we have so far. To go to tier 4, we're going to need a block of redstone. How many redstone? This is that one. So it's going to be 26 redstone. Let me just write this down. Red. And then draconium, we need 54 minus the 26 that we have already. So that's 8. That's 2. We need 28 more draconium blocks. Let's see if we can make those. Draconium. We have one already, so we need 27. Set that to go. We need 26 nether stars. Let me work on that real quick. Alright, so that should be 26 stars already. Let's head back and see if we can continue crafting. I think it was draconium blocks. Now I should have more than 26 stars actually, because I grabbed a couple of stacks. Let's just see real quick. 44. Good. Draconium. And we need, what was it, 26 blocks? And I have one already, so 25. I think that's what it was. Let's make 26 just in case, because I can always store it away. So that'll go. Then we needed 26 redstone blocks. And we have more than enough here. Okay, so we'll just need the draconium. And that's developing. Actually, it turns out we needed 28 draconium blocks, so I'll just make one more. And so that's what the number was. And this is charging already. I didn't want that, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. Let's go up here. Now, since my quarries are running in a dimension world, what I'll do is I'll grab this guy here, which is the high-powered one, just to ensure that nothing fails. Right now, everything is being charged with the storage power while I make my way over to the tesseract, the receiving power tesseract, and we'll put that there. And now we can shut off the storage, which I believe we can just right-click this, or no, right-click? No. So we'll just have to break it. Alright, this should do it. I think this is the last of it, if I'm not mistaken. For some reason, I'm getting a little bit of frame lag here. I'm not sure why. But I'm covered top and bottom and all the sides. And now we'll just place this pylon back where it should go here. And I think we have to right-click it. No? Is it shift right-click? It is. Alright, so let's see what tier we're at. We're at tier 4 with 1.64. And to go up to the next level, let's just take a quick look. Here we are at tier 4. And if we want to go to tier 5, we leave everything alone. Let's see. So what was the difference? Oh, no. Okay, so here we are at tier 4, tier 5. Wait a second. Yeah, tier 4 here. So we did the redstone, then the draconium on the outside. That's us right now. And this one is, we leave the redstone alone, go on to more redstone, and then have a difference of 98 from 54 more draconium blocks to get to tier 6. Let's see if we can do that. So draconium, 98 minus 54 looks to be 44 in total, more than what we have here. So let's take a look to see if we can do that. Draconium, doesn't look like we will. Yeah, maybe we will. Okay. 44. Will it do? 27 more nether stars and a little bit more draconium, which we can do. Okay, let me settle that and we'll get to it. 27 stars and 24 draconium. Alright, so it looks like I've had to cut this down quite a bit. Bring this at a lower level. I remove one layer of lasers just to fit this next tier. And it looks like I may have to drop down to yet another layer when we get to the upper tiers. And I'm almost done with this, but just wanted to show you the inside construction of it before I seal it down. Let's bring this over and then we'll fill in this. Actually, we got a couple more sides to do. Right here and right here. So that should be complete. Yeah, it looks pretty symmetrical. Let's get this started and see if it works. The pylon goes here and we'll shift right click it to take a look. Tier 5 at 1.6. And it looks like it, yeah, it's actually continuing where it left off, isn't it? I think it is. Alright, I'm going to bring this solar panel to the other side to help it out. And now we'll take a look. And it is going up. Okay, good. Excellent. Alright, we got our next tier storage. We've done a lot of power today, and I think it's looking nice. Let me know what you think. I can lower it down just a little bit more when we get to the next tiers. It looks like we have enough space on the sides. If not, I can cut some of this off. But I'm going to leave it here and say thanks for watching, guys. If you have any suggestions, leave it down there. If you like this episode, leave a like. And thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you all next time.